that even mean, Bowers Game Corner?
Hey there, YouTube. I'm back again today for another Game Crafter Spotlight, where I spotlight a different Game Crafter game every month and do a series of videos on that game. And this month, we're spotlighting StoneFire. This is going to be a setup video for Jason Glover and Calvin Nelson's 1 to 4 player game, which stages 12 plus, take about 30 minutes to play. Now, the first thing I do want to mention is there's actually a super nice playmat you can also check out. It's in the link down below. But for camera space purposes, I will not be utilizing it. Now, first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to separate the cards into the tribal deck, the wilderness deck, and then the egg deck, and then make sure you grab out the handy-dandy player references. Make sure that every player has a player reference. Next, you're going to go to the tribal deck, and you are going to take out these 4 cards right here, Rankok, Yulonk, Ugnok, and Tutonka. Then you're going to randomly give 1 to each player like so. This is going to be a persistent special ability you'll have throughout the game. The rest of the cards can go back into the box. Now that you've taken those cards out of the tribal deck, you are going to shuffle up the tribal deck, and you're going to deal 5 cards to each player in the game, and then set the tribal deck up the top right here with these rage cubes next to it. Next, you're going to head to the wilderness deck, and you're going to go through the wilderness deck and take out the allosaurus, take out the clearing, and then take out 1 random location. How you know it's a location? It will be this direction, whereas the rest of them will typically be this direction. So take out these 3 cards, shuffle up the rest of the wilderness deck, place it right below the tribal deck, and then you're going to place the clearing right below that like so, because you're always going to have the clearing in the game. Next, you're going to place the Allosaurus card right next to the clearing card like so, and then follow the instructions on the card, which says add 3 rage tokens plus 1 additional rage token per player to this card. So right now I would add the 3, and then I would add 2 more since I have a 2-player game. Next, you're going to draw 1 card off the top of the wilderness deck and place it also right next to the clearing. Now, this 1 card you draw needs to be a dinosaur, so this quest right here actually isn't going to work, so we'll keep drawing until we get a dinosaur. If that dinosaur has any specific instructions that you need to follow, like the Allosaurus did, follow those instructions. Any cards that you drew that were not a dinosaur, you can just slide them back towards the middle of the deck. That'll be fine. Now, that additional location that you drew, which in our case was the lake, you're going to place right underneath the clearing, and then you're going to follow the directions on the card, and they'll have different directions. So this one says, add 1 card from the wilderness deck, and then it also has a special condition for when you go hunting at the lake, but that's not really relevant to us right now, so we'll flip over the iguanodon. So we'll flip over the Velociraptor, and this one actually has a special condition we need to deal with. It says, draw another card and attach it to this one. They must fight together. So we draw another card, place it right next to it, and now when you go to the lake, you're going to have to deal with both of them. And if this dinosaur had some other special ability on it, we would have to deal with that as well. Next, you're going to take the egg cards, you're going to shuffle them up and place them near the tribal deck like so. Next, you're going to draw the top 2 wilderness cards and place 1 on the left side and 1 on the right side. Now, in your game, I would recommend spacing this area out, but for camera space purposes, we're going to keep it nice and tight in here. So we got the Triceratops on the left side, which doesn't have any extra stuff we need to deal with. And then the Trogdon adds 2 rage tokens per player to this card. So we would add 4 rage tokens because we have a 2-player game. Now, if we would have happened to draw a quest or a location, they would not go next to the wilderness deck. If it's a location, it actually goes all the way down to the bottom. It would go underneath the lake in this instance. And if it's a quest, you place it all the way up top near the eggs. But eventually, you will have a dinosaur on the left and a dinosaur on the right. And if you happen to draw numerous quests or numerous locations, you're going to continue to draw until you have a card on the left and a card on the right of the wilderness deck. Last but not least, you're going to randomly pick who's going to go first. They get to decide which one of the first player tokens they want to utilize in the game, put the remaining 1 left back in the box. But now you're ready to play StoneFire. If StoneFire looks like it might be your cup of tea, be sure to check out that Game Crafter link down below. Tell them Bowers Game Corner sent you. Also, consider subscribing as there's going to be a gameplay, a review. We have already done an unboxing of StoneFire, and we cover all sorts of game on this channel, including Game Crafter stuff, as obviously you can tell, even though they do sponsor this segment. But if you guys enjoyed this something words, goodbye. Worst outro ever.